Hello, this is Valerie Aiello, and you're listening to IdeaDiary. Thanks for coming back and hanging out. And it's a new day. So I keep hearing this metaphor in a lot of different places. So I'm just going to say it again and just reminding everyone that if you go with the flow and kind of quit trying to go upstream and fight your way into stuff, if you kind of go with the flow, you're definitely going to get somewhere. Whereas when you're fighting against the current of things, usually you're going to just kind of stay in the same place. And especially if you're kind of like holding on to a branch and not letting yourself flow. You know how when you're buying a car, or you just buy a car, or you're looking at a car and you drive around the streets and you keep seeing that one same car everywhere you go, and it kind of makes you crazy? I keep hearing this metaphor about going with the flow and quit trying to swim upstream and fight the current. You got to just like let it go. So I know I'm trying to do that right now in my own life, and for whatever reason, it keeps coming up. So I just wanted to throw that out there in case anyone was feeling stressed about something not going their way. I kind of did a show the other week, or I guess last week, and let me see, just reminding everyone to, if you haven't before, kind of research on YouTube some video about Taoism and Wu Wei and the path of least resistance. I always struggle with, what is it my fate just for this to unfold, and I'm fighting for this to unfold. And if, I always struggle with fate versus manifesting your destiny. So that I can understand where it's a little bit hard to let go of the things that you want and working hard towards something. But at the same time, I do see a lot of more awesome things happening when you just kind of let go and go with the flow, and then kind of the way you thought things should unfold in a different way that ends up being a lot easier and just as fun, I guess. So I had talked about before about morning pages and having prompt ideas. If you didn't have an idea to start writing and you're just sitting there in nothingness, and there's really no rules when it comes to morning pages. And as I'm doing them, I definitely love the morning. I love the hypnagogic state time. I can feel the power of that, and I love that. But I am finding some times where I'd rather take a shower first, or there's just times when, I guess because I was traveling and it was just a little bit harder to keep my normal wake up and then do your morning pages and then get on with whatever you're doing. I can see in that time that I think you could just don't feel like if you miss the morning that you can't do it later, is my point. Because I think just kind of calling it an extreme me time, which I don't really like that phrase, so I'm going to, I guess, kind of research a name for that. That makes sense, and that's easier to say. It communicates a little bit better about what I mean, but I think just giving yourself, with a pen and paper, writing down what matters to you, what you're working on, just kind of give an overview. Doing that daily is kind of magical, and I feel like that can really help you make some big steps forward. I've only been doing this morning pages thing definitely a month, maybe a little over a month. So, and I've been doing the meditating every day starting in July 1st, 2020, and I don't have any big giant proof of any big changes, but I am seeing I am feeling the frequency changes. I am feeling something happening kind of beneath the surface, more so than just normal. And I can't really explain it, but I do feel like things are about to exponentially grow. I don't know what, because I have a lot of goals, so I don't know which goal is going to go crazy. And for one example of feeling like things, I have a certain idea of things going my way, something is not going my way right now. I had something that I'd planned for like 10 years of my life to do, and it is not working out as I thought, and things are changing. So I am trying my best to relax and see where the current takes me. However, back to the morning meditation prompt to organize your brain and get yourself really focused on you. I had this kind of idea of writing about these 8 topics, and it could just be a sentence, but kind of checking in on what these 8 topics, how fulfilled you are, how happy, your happiness level, how you're working on it, how you are unsatisfied, and kind of bringing it to your conscious mind that, oh, I'm really not fully engaged in this area of my life. And I could be. And, just kind of a paragraph, one sentence, I think just becoming more aware of it. So, and I feel like this could be a little one worksheet prompt. So I'm going to try to make that this week and see if I can get it up on Gumroad and see about that whole process, because I'm really curious about how that could work. Anyway, so the first topic that to write a little something about in your Extreme Me Time morning meditation prompt worksheet will be intellectual. Are you intellectually stimulated right now? Because I think a lot of people don't worry about that. And I feel like it's super important. Not that every aspect of your life has to be super intellectual and all your friends have to be intellectual and everyone has to bring some like huge value to the table for you to associate with them. But there is something to say about, are you happy with the level of intellectual stimulation that you're getting? And then that could just be, are you reading enough books? Are you discovering enough new music? Are you watching enough interesting movies? Are you filling your life with stuff? Are you, we can't really go to museums and plays and stuff like that anymore, but you can do it with the internet, and you can do it alone. But I do feel like having your intellectual stimulation happiness level high, you do kind of need someone to talk to, and they don't even have to be real life friends. They could be internet friends. So happiness level on intellectual stuff. Okay, the next is happiness level on your environmental world. So are you happy with your living space? Are you happy with the city you live in? Are you happy with whatever environmental things are surrounding you and kind of controlling your life? How happy are you with that? I feel like that's a good thing to consider. The next one is emotional happiness. How, are you always depressed? Are you an Eeyore type of character? I'm sort of a Pollyanna type of character. So everything, I try to look on the bright side of everything. But that doesn't mean that I'm always happy. Emotionally, how happy are you? If you're single, if you're married, if you're whatever it is, there's some things that you could maybe just be grateful for and just say like, wow, I really have like an emotional level, I'm at 100%. And I'm super grateful. That's great. If you're noticing ways that you could step it up a bit. Like if your partner is always at work and doesn't pay attention to you, maybe you could organize some together time. If you're single, maybe some people are really happy and really single, and some people are really depressed all the time because they can't find a person. So, just kind of work it out. You don't have to solve all your problems in your meditation where you're writing down all these things that you're thinking about, but just getting it out there, you're just telling yourself your true feelings right now. The next thing to write about will be financial. Some people have all the money in the world and no happiness, but if we're just going on financial stuff, like maybe you have everything figured out and you're perfect financial genius. Maybe you need to work on it. I think financial education is what brings more money into your life rather than working hard. I know that's weird, but if you know how to manage $1 million, it's more likely that $1 million is going to come into your life. So, and you financial education could be a million different trillion things, because there's a million ways to get to A to B when it comes with finances. Okay, the next thing to journal about will be social. How is your social level of happiness? You could be living in the middle of nowhere with no friends for miles away, and you have no social activities to go to. Especially now in the apocalypse, it's really getting to a lot of people that where normally they would be doing things, they can't. Kind of goes with environmental happiness, but are you living a million miles away from your family and you might be thinking about a move so that you could bump up your social activities? There's a million ways to be depressed about social and a million ways to feel happy. You could live in a neighborhood with a bunch of people your same age and everyone gets together every weekend and there's too much social activity. There's a million things to think about and write about that topic. And the next topic is, how happy are you with your spiritual level? You could be an atheist and not totally happy, because I think, a lot of atheist people are deep thinkers, and maybe you're so busy you've put everything to the side and you're not researching philosophy books and you're not reading and you're not studying stuff. Or you could just be a church type of person. Are you not going to church a lot? You could be a Buddhist type of person. Are you not being, spending 3 months in silence enough? How everyone kind of, even if you're confused about your spirituality, I feel like I feel like even the most professional spiritual person that does it for a job still works on it every day. Pavarotti still took singing lessons probably to the last day he sang. It's all about practicing and researching. So I think, maybe I feel like that's a good topic to write about and kind of check in with your subconscious mind. Okay, and the next topic is occupational. So I would say this is different from financial. Could include your social happiness. It could include your emotional happiness. It could include your environmental, intellectual. If you have a job that's really stimulating but doesn't pay a lot, that could be fine. Or if you have a job that pays a lot but actually gives you a lot of time to do a lot of your hobbies and a lot of your intellectual happiness, occupational happiness level, what is it? Where are you at? And the last one is physical happiness. I think women a lot, we kind of freak out and we focus on our bodies and our health and what we're eating constantly. Guys do it too, but not as much, I would dare to say. We got to keep in mind, you have to love yourself today, even if you never change. So when it comes with physical, I think focusing on health and rather than being skinny and being perfect and making yourself feel bad because you want hamburger and french fries, just check in with yourself. I think we all, I, of course, want to exercise the most perfect amount effortlessly as much as possible every day, but it doesn't always happen. I want to eat as healthy as possible every single day, but it doesn't always happen. I think the point is possibly these 8 topics can give you a really great extreme me time check-in, and I'm going to make a little worksheet that you can download. And I wish I had it completed already, but since it's not, I feel like if I talk about it, then there's a little pressure, putting a little pressure on myself to get it done and see if I can bring it to you. So hopefully this week I'm going to start with the worksheet downloads that I don't know. I'm going to make them as cheap as I can. I don't know if I can do free downloads on Gumroad, but I'm curious about testing out Gumroad, see what I can do, and I guess all that info will be coming soon. And I've hit the end of the show, so I still don't know how to end the show, so I'm just going to play the music.